Hi, welcome everyone. This is Giving Back with Steve and Michele. We are so excited to be here today. We have a very special guest and honored actually to have him, Zarel Blue. Welcome, Zarel.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me, Mr. Shaw. I greatly appreciate you for having me.
Yeah, you can call me Steve.
Call you Steve?
Yeah.
Steve and Michele, that's all right.
All right.
Yeah, Mr. Shaw's my dad, right? Like they say. Yeah. Anyway, Zarel, quick introduction. Zarel owns Frontline Finish, which is details cars and what else besides the detail?
Frontline Finish, it's my detailing business. Not only is it detailing, I've been here for the last 12 years from Georgia detailing. So it means not just more to me, it means a lot to the city. So when people mention my name, they're like, yo, I remember him from detailing from King's Detail to being more mature to converting over to Frontline Finish. So detailing is really my therapy, and I represent that all the way.
Yeah, exactly. We met Zarel at our networking group, so it's always a shout out to Ignite You networking in Lakewood.
Yep.
The early mornings at the casino.
That's
Yeah.
it. They're coming.
Breakfast this Friday, right?
They're
in
coming.
person.
They're coming back. But in response to we talk to business owners who do more than just their business and give back to the community. And Zarel is someone who's an exemplar of that. And he's been really involved in reaching out to youth. And so what got you along that path, Zarel?
Man, so how are you guys doing again? What got me on the path reaching out to the youth? Yeah, I have a detailing business, and it's great and it's cool. But since 2020 happened, it's not always been about business. It's been people about learning more about people.
Yeah.
So now Zarel is more coming out of character versus Zarel the detailer.
Yeah.
Like Zarel Blue the person. And with everything going on as a high and a low, I learned unity exists in people.
Yes.
Learning how to be transparent needs to be talked about more, but unity is out there. Just how do we bridge these gaps? And I just happen to be the voice of reason and the voice of the people. The older generation tends down, and the younger generation tend to ask for someone, and I'm happen to be right here. And it's definitely not by mistake. It's what I was able to plant with Frontline Finish, starting somewhere and be able to lead by example, being on the front line of everything I do, being on the front line of everything I've done, and standing for what Frontline Finish represents. And that's a higher standard of detailing and a higher standard of life. I represent coming over any kind of circumstances, and
Awesome.
kids see that. So like, hey, ask him. So when stuff I don't know, I'll sit back and tell you I don't know, or I'll find someone to give you a better answer.
That's great attitude. I love that line about front line. You are standing on the front lines.
That's where it came from, man.
Yeah, exactly, right? Because you've been giving speeches, you've been leading events, right?
Yeah, man. So in the speeches, I just been doing cover speeches talking about the other America from Martin Luther King's side, picking up where he left in the 60s. Seems like yesterday. Malcolm X picking up where he left off. And it seemed like I said yesterday. And, my father pretty much groomed me for this, not knowingly.
Really? Tell me about your father.
Every Saturday we clean the house, scrubbing the walls. We didn't have like Bluetooth. We had that big old speaker box.
Oh, yes.
And he would play speeches.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Just
Not motivated you to clean?
Yeah. It just. I heard the words, but I heard passionate. It was different from going to church. My father used to practice Muslim, so Nation of Islam, more Black American version. So every Saturday we didn't really cook. We cooked Friday, and then we ate Saturday, then Sunday we'll try the other part of our relationship with Christ. But Saturday he'll put on some Marcus Garvey conversations, some Malcolm X, Elijah Muhammad, anyone that represents us to be better as Black people, building confidence. Why? Because we don't have that, because it's someone in our family isn't giving it. But we see other folks, we see the Asians stick together, Latin folks stick together, Mexican, everyone. And it's like, why are we so separated? Mm-hmm. My dad always preached unity somehow, some way. No matter what happened, he found a way to turn the other cheek. And, 34 years later, I'm doing the same thing.
Wow,
now.
something's been passed on. So your father was an activist too?
He was, and it's just, we didn't ask to be one. We just want to change.
Yeah,
we want a
of course.
difference. When they say we moved here to buy 4 acres and the city wants to sue the state saying black folks shouldn't buy 4 acres, we're forced to move out. And what do we do?
Really?
Yeah. So what do we do? We have no choice to go on welfare, and then that led to the story of Malcolm X's parents, where they killed his father because they said black folks shouldn't be able to buy this much land. He said, "I'm staying," and his body was tied to the railroad. They labeled it suicide. It drove his mom crazy for 7 years. She's in a mental asylum. Malcolm X is 13 years old. All his siblings are separated. So
Wow.
he comes out of that a better man.
Yeah.
But he always believed in changing the circumstances and what he believed in, what he grew up in. And I happen to acknowledge that, like, yo, why is it hard to get a piece of property? Why is this so difficult? Okay, I can't do it on my own, but I can unite with everyone and we can do it together.
Lock arms and
that's
do it
how
together.
it is.
That's how it should be.
It's funny, Israel, that you mentioned weren't able to get property because it just came out, I don't know how long ago, but the federal government, back when they were allowing, they were building Levittowns and small right after World War II. And so for the veterans returning back, they were able to get easy home loans, everyone except for African Americans. They were prevented by the government.
Correct.
And so, and the steps that what happened, right? That they weren't able to, because then they weren't able to share in that growth of the property and that. So
Correct, and that's what Marcus Garvey taught, which is Malcolm X's father's following. They taught black nationalism, small business, and how to farm, agriculture, because that's just was the cash crop. Still is to this day as it was then.
Yeah.
But they just weren't having that.
Yeah.
So it's better now that, okay, now we know they're not having that, but we got to keep fighting. Let's come together. Let's make it happen together. I mean, everyone else is doing it, so why can't us? This has been a race for centuries and generations, and I'm tired of being the last.
Yeah.
And not everybody's angry, but we're not going to continue to demand what's right. We're going to speak. I've been speaking. I'm going to continue speaking. I'm going to speak to valuable people. If I speak to 1,000 people, only 10 people hear me, them 10 people mean a lot more to me than those thousands of people. Yes, they will touch those thousands of people, but those 10 people want to unite, come together. Hey, let's go own a Walgreens somehow, some way.
Yeah.
Let's go put together our own private school, because clearly these public schools are not working with us. They're working against us. And if we have our own facilities, our own buildings, our own anything, we have the right to go against whatever's going on in the world. And that's kind of what I've been acknowledging, like, why we keep asking people for help that don't want to help us. And that's why I work harder, but I work smarter with my concrete, with trying to network with people, with trying to grow my detailing. I realized I never burn a bridge. Never not paid no one, never done anything malicious of that nature when it comes to unifying. So with this whole COVID happening and people not knowing who's going to run the world, you need to recognize who's going to run you and your household, your community, your family. Stop worrying about the world, because the world got a list of problems that's never going to change.
Never going to change. Never going to change.
And if we just come together as small business owners, hey, he's helping me grow my business, and then at the same time I'm helping him grow his. Who knows? But we have something, and then we'll establish that relationship, and we'll go somewhere else and continue the process.
Well, that's networking is all about, basically. So you're just driving it for your community to build a networking type of environment.
And networking is great when you get to know more about the person, because you get to trust the product they operate. Networking can be bad if you just in it to sell your services and not knowing who you're selling it to, and then you leave. So I've always, when I go to networking events, I just like to be quiet, listen, and get to let them know about me, because whatever I stand for, my business stands for that. And like I said, that's why we set the standard when it comes to detailing, because I set the standard when it comes to networking and having a conversation.
Okay, cool.
Well, I think a lot of people don't know really what networking is. Like they think it's like, oh, I'm out to sell you. It's not.
Yeah, there we go.
It's not that, right?
There we go. That's it.
It's networking. It's actually it's helping everybody grow their business, right? And getting to know that person and what they believe in, what they stand for, and if it resonates with you, right? And then you kind of go from there.
And networking. When I joined the group we mentioned earlier, y'all, I know I was probably the youngest young Black African American male in there.
Yeah.
I was scared.
Yeah.
But I had to do it. So
Yeah.
I remember I brought my cousin with me. I said, "Hey, I need you to come
Yeah,
because."
and that's what's awesome about that
So-
networking. You got to know him better, and
Oh yeah,
and you
we're like
trusted
brothers
him.
now.
Yeah,
It only
exactly.
been a year, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
you wouldn't even know.
It's a
But
connection.
it is a connection, and it's like now, even with the networking, when I go home or out and about with my days, and I see my friends that own certain businesses, you think I'm a security guard. I just drive around, check on it, make sure it's okay, and that's the power of networking too, because you establish just friendships that you didn't think
Yeah.
you ever have.
Absolutely.
So that's
And
beautiful.
was
Absolutely.
that
It's the power.
Yes.
right when you came to Ignite? You probably saw, right? You were one of the few African Americans in the group, right?
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and it's still to that day. To it's a tough thing,
But you know,
to get small business up and running.
It is because they're just scared. They don't have no one to ask questions.
Yeah.
And I happen to be that. People ask me, "Hey, how do I start my business? Hey, how do I get an LLC? How do I do this?" I mean, these are people from 18 to 60 asking
Yeah.
me these questions.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I'll help you. I'll help you. I'll help you because they inspire to be that. They
Right.
inspire to get there. They happen to inspire to see the things I'm doing. I'm like, hey, I don't want this just for me. I want this for you too. So I think with me even being there, I'm gonna bring in even more people from my ethnicity, my culture,
Yeah.
just so they can get there. I mean, my cousin's on his way. As soon as we get his food truck going, he's
Yeah.
on his way.
The
So
food truck.
but
Okay, cool.
It's in process. We're about 60% done with that, but we got a lot more coming. But it's all about networking. And once we discover our own network, we know our net worth. We control the direction and the trajectory of our own lives. We
Yeah,
don't care
that's
about
it.
who's running this office. We do care, but we can't allow them to dictate our lives.
Yeah.
Once we don't know where we're going, we have anybody tell us what to do, and we
Yeah.
just listen.
There
Yeah.
you go. There you go.
You this past summer, you were pretty out there with at events and
Yes.
highlighting events
Yes.
and giving speeches, which was part having people vending, right? Groups highlighting their wares, but also motivating. And tell us a little bit about what. Did you got that set up or who?
Yeah,
Did you,
yeah. So, for the longest, I've been cleaning cars like at my house, and I'll rent out a little storage unit. And after a while, I got back to my house, and I was like, man, I need a building. So the moment I got a building, that was my stage.
Yeah.
So having a stage, and I was like, it's only right I give back to Juneteenth, which is,
Yeah.
we
That's-
don't get that
yeah.
day. It's a day they stated Black folks were free.
Yeah.
After the war happened, prior to the Civil War, we weren't told we were free
No.
until a year later. So
Yeah,
they kept
yeah.
us, but they couldn't control us. But at the same time, that is a day where we learn how to farm and become entrepreneurs. That's like a birth of our entrepreneur era.
Yeah.
It was bigger than just now we're free people. A lot of people were free and they stayed in the slave house. I mean, because they didn't know no better, or they stayed where they thought were good, but it wasn't. But the people
Yeah.
who took the chance, like Booker T. Washington, the first young Black entrepreneur,
Yeah.
was very, very Madam C.J. Walker, all of them. I give them nothing but love and credit. But that was a birth of our Black folks, entrepreneurs, and that's only 200 years ago. They took a chance on their lives, and I was like, you know what, let me give a shout out. This is Juneteenth for free people. 4th of July, God said, they'd acknowledged all the free states they have, and all the people they under their democracy. Let's acknowledge we're free people now. Let's know we're free. Let's do something. Let's birth our own businesses now. Let's birth our own nation. And that's all I'm about is birthing our own nation. And I've been learning from Ignite, a lot of networking groups, how we can come together and how we can grow. A lot of people start businesses, but they're not businesses with capacity. We need more businesses with capacity. We need like a shipping yard, a shipping container company. We need warehouses, not just small little mom and pop stuff that's going to come and go. We need man, shout out to Warehouser. We need something like a Warehouser out here because that's long money that'll last for generations, and that'll set a precedent, and it'll just make people want to do better. So that's what I'm about, is trying to connect the dots with people and grow your business as well as I'm trying to grow and secure my own.
Sure.
And grow
Absolutely.
big businesses.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And at all my speaking engagements, I'm doing once a month. I got another one. I'm coming October, Halloween actually.
Really?
31st, and I've been in conversation with the Hilltop shopping district, so I might end up linking with them. So I'm actually looking forward to that. I'll confirm that probably Monday.
Yeah.
But, that'd be huge. That just because it'll push my engagement from Lakewood to Tacoma.
Yeah.
Tacoma got a lot of perks for small businesses. Lakewood is.
Yeah.
I'm in Lakewood, so I'm like, man, I don't even got a Tacoma address, so I can't even lie right now.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely looking forward to linking up with City of Tacoma and doing something once a month as well.
Yeah.
So, and like I said, in the midst of me doing my speeches, they're all business owners. So, hey, this is my guy I use for my website. Talk to him. This is
Okay.
my guy I talk to as far as advertisement. Talk to them, and it just kind of leads the horse
Yeah,
to the
exactly.
water. And if you're drinking, I'm on level 10. When you finish drinking, then we can go to the next phase together. So once that next phase comes in, then I'll probably reach out to you guys and we can speak about growing and invest in our businesses and merging together.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what my next level of ownership is, and accountability is speaking to these business owners. Business owners are really the key to our community.
Yeah.
As much as the citizens are, they're cool, but they ask us questions because they see us birthing stuff. They see us
Yeah.
having confidence. They see us thinking we know where to go, but we don't. But it's only right we come together and find a direction for us all.
Well, business owners are always looking for an opportunity to grow their business or partner with others. So that's a great
Correct.
philosophy
correct.
to have
That's
to
very true.
do it through business. Because actually, when they, I remember reading when they were integrating the bus services, or Martin Luther King was doing the, I guess free, allowing, not having the back of the bus type of thing. The business owners are the ones who stepped in and says, "Hey, we're being hurt." They actually drove the change because
that did, and that actually hurt our black community because the black folks, we had our own buses in Carolina and Raleigh for a long time, but at the moment that occurred, people were like, I'm gonna just purposely hop on right on the white folks bus because of that dramatic scene. Kind of got over exaggerated. It got dramatically exaggerated.
Yeah.
That actually hurt our community. Like, yo, we're putting on the scene for the wrong reason. We're losing money from this side of business owners, giving it to them, and I mean, we're thinking without even we're acting without even thinking at this moment, and now we're hurting each other, and we gotta stop hurting each other. Start healing.
just
Yep.
Start
Yep.
healing.
the power of business, though, the power of being able to use your dollars in a productive
And
way,
use it wisely.
Yeah.
Very wisely. It's really easy. You just call, ask what your service is, find out what service you want. You guys can possibly barter. You barter through cash and barter through Invisibucks, however you decide to do it. I don't know. When I pay for somebody for something, they pay it back. So it's almost like free, but it's really not. You're still exchanging the cash.
yeah.
You know, so that's something we definitely have to be stronger at. Are you guys familiar with those entertainment book magazines?
Yeah.
Like, man, we need to come together and put one for us for entrepreneurs, just sole owners. No McDonald's. Sorry, Taco Time. No, you small. No
idea.
Wendy's. No, none of that. And just we sell it, and then the donation goes to, hypothetically speaking, Be Local for putting it on, and everyone gets their own little bar.
That's yeah. There you
so,
go.
I mean, I think that's great.
Yeah, I think it's a lot better because then I don't know. I mean, the fast food chains, the big chains, they're going to stand
They're gonna stand the test of time all the
Yep.
time, all the time,
Yep.
all the time. There's no reason why we can't get like a gigantic wing lab somewhere and like, yo, that's a small business, yeah, and it looks like that, or a shake. That's a small and it looks like that.
Right.
We can do it. We just gotta have that conversation.
Well, you gotta think outside. That's bigger than them,
Mm-hmm.
right? So sometimes they just like, I just have my little piece, and that's what I want.
Correct.
We got to expand their vision to the possibilities, and I think that's a lot of what you're doing is that you're expanding people's vision and possibilities of what can happen.
Correct, and that's all through trial and error. Because when I hopped in this business, I went for the wrong reasons, and I was like, never again. It took 10 years, so now I'm like, we gotta work harder these next 10 years, or work smarter. So I choose to work smarter and lead people the right way.
Absolutely.
Yeah, every day I'll do a car, go out. I said, okay,
So
this ain't happening. I gotta change my life.
Israel, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I mean, I want to run for the mayor, so
That's what I was just
So-
going to
so
say.
I wanna
The
run for mayor,
political
man.
arena has to be.
It has to be. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm not going to change. I'm definitely going to have an agenda for my people. I'm definitely going to represent all of everybody, but specifically small business owners, and have them come together
Yeah.
and collaborate and make let's not just have one blue note, but a bigger blue note. It looks like the size of the Ram, you know.
Yeah.
We need something with stability in our community. I want to eventually put a private school together outside of the ones we have, but for our community, so we
Yeah.
can have our teachers meet there, our kids can work out there.
Yeah.
Just something that we can facilitate. I mean, I would love, as much as I want it all, I want to give it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yep. Absolutely.
Well, you know, part of what you say about private schools, because through COVID and parents having to teach their kids at home, are finding that there is definitely a different way as
totally.
opposed to the public school system.
Correct, and that's all you don't hear about. The negative is the public school system. Public school system. You don't hear about the private as much.
Right.
If you
Right.
don't, it just like tells you something's going on right there.
Yeah.
So there's no reason why we can't get 100 business owners to put in a certain amount every month to a finance company or whatever to help house this,
Yep.
and then kind of keep it going. I mean, I don't know how to do it, but we get 10 people in the right room who do know how. We can figure out our own answers. That's what we have to do.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, that's very good.
I appreciate
Yeah.
it, man.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
tend to
no,
think
it's
out
awesome.
the box, man.
And you're going to be running for mayor in 5 years, or actually,
one step at a time.
representative,
I'm
yeah.
taking. I'm looking into this precinct county officer in Lakewood position now. I linked up with this lady. I think her name is Nancy or Nisi. I
Yeah.
can't remember. Sorry.
I,
I met her at my last rally with the natives. The Native American ones were talking about how they're losing fish. The water's closed, the water levels, and a lot of climate control stuff.
Yeah.
Very personal. Janice Briggs was there, but it was some more that I didn't even know about. But I was like, man, you guys definitely got your own thing going on. Everybody has their own struggle.
Sure
But
they
once
do.
we know our role in the movement, we can figure it out. And I'm all about figuring it out. A lot of people complain, but when they complain, they say the solution is in that problem right there.
yeah.
I'm like, hey, you just said the answer. So it may not give you what you want right then and there, but let's write it down and go one by one. We'll
Yeah.
figure it out.
Awesome. Well,
Very cool.
Zarel,
Very
this has been great. I really appreciate you. Michelle and I both appreciate you coming down
man.
and sharing our thing. And when is your next event?
So
Before-
Halloween.
Halloween,
we're
okay,
having
tell us about
a
that.
trunk or treat event. I'm gonna link up with another small business owner, Malachi Williams of Will Boss. So we're gonna probably do that in my shop. But I spoke with David Oscar Combs, 2 Men Press, so we might end up linking up and doing it at the Hilltop District. So like I said,
Okay.
that would be good because I need to get in Tacoma a little bit more.
Yeah.
I need to ease my way back into Tacoma.
Okay.
So I'm gonna speak with them 2 gentlemen later today to see how we can do this, and then
Where is that
November 4th,
gonna-
That's
where-
gonna be in. Right now, it's scheduled for Lakewood,
Lakewood,
but I might
okay.
move it up to MLK, I believe, or J Street, somewhere in that area.
Okay.
We'll figure that out. That's
Great.
gonna be
Well,
there.
we'll
Talk to Marconi.
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously, anyone to get in touch with you, how can people get
how to
in touch with
me,
you?
you can check out the website, bppwa.com. It's Black Panther Party Washington. That's get a hold of me, my merchandise, any questions, my photographer, my team, anything that you want to volunteer in to help me, definitely check me out there. But everything else is really easy, man. Google, Facebook, Instagram, Zarel
Yeah.
Blue.
Zarel Blue.
You
That's
can't
it.
go wrong.
And don't forget Frontline Finish.
Yes,
too.
yes, definitely. Shop small, man. We're definitely dealing with COVID. Auctions are closed, but our hearts are open and our minds are definitely wide open. We're collaborating in the best way with so many other businesses. I think this is a plus that's coming out of this. So this is cool.
Nice.
Okay, great.
Well, I'm so glad that you're here.
I'm glad you guys are having me.
All right, cool. Thank you.
And thank you, Zarel.